Now then, about that dress handed me. Shall I put it on? Yeah, let's get this over with. How does it look, I wonder? Well, it's not what I would have chosen, but at least it fits. I zoom in. Come on, get me in focus here. Yeah, that's a gigantic boob window for sure. It didn't look like that in my inventory. Is that? Yeah. No? I see some kind of texture there. Surely there's a shirt under here. And it's just not my, like, side boobs popping out all over the place. Oh yeah, well I can see over here, but it looks like one on my character icon. But it seems like that that thin black material that, you know, actually looks super naked in certain lights. Yeah, I definitely look like a high-class prostitute. Which is fitting because I'm a high-class prostitute. Alright, Tanner, let's go to the party. There she is, my lady of the evening, the Spitfire detective, Clara Reed in full regalia. Detective? Why, that's right. I've heard from my sources that you've been running here, there, and everywhere today, trying to topple the perpetrator of that ghastly set of murders, they say. By his sources, he must be an Iron Bear. Likely he saw me as I was bustling about Soares Square today. Your sources were correct. I was doing my own research into the death of Ariana Luttrell. Ariana Luttrell? Fellow worker at the Rose, and the woman whose life was taken last night. Right. I'm sorry, Sweet Pea. I should have realized you'd know her. That you had a personal connection to the case. It's fine, Tenor. Tenor is the last person I'd expect to understand. Shouldn't we be going soon? Shall I tell the boatman we're set? Afraid it'll be a bit of a trip up river from here, and we won't be back in London till late. Ready to shove off, Spitfire? I'm ready. Let's head out. Ready as I'll ever be. Better just get on with it. By the by, where is Iron Bear? Is he not joining us tonight? Right here. Sorry for being tardy. Not a problem, my friend. You've made it just in time. Glad to hear it. Might I say, Miss Reed, I really picked a winner with that dress. I love the frills and bits. Yeah, Tenor, it's delightful. You have wonderful taste. This game feels a little similar to the Sherlock Holmes games. I haven't played the Sherlock Holmes games, but I hear it mostly compared to Disco Elysium, another detective game. I didn't play that one either, but I'm having a good time with this one. Don't flatter me too much, my dear. I'll get big-headed. The river we are trying to reach, or taking to reach the manor, used to be called the Isis. In some parts, it is still known by that name. Is that so? Well, let's hop to it. Maybe there's a casino on the boat. Ooh, you've never heard of that one? Seems pretty fun. People say Disco Elysium is slightly better than this one. You decide to part ways with your friend and creator, Teddy Redgrave, over his recent contract to abduct a werewolf named Sykes. You owe this and many other new experiences to the Determination Corps. Ever since it was installed, you've had access to complex decisions, and your mind has been flooded with questions. I get to be a robot. Computation. Stepping into the alleyway for the first time alone. I see it in a way I hadn't before. It's empty. It feels empty. I've made it. I've been here before, but this is the first time on my own terms. Don't be afraid, Otto. This is what every person does. They strike out on their own. They make their own choices. I am alone? This may seem unfamiliar, but it isn't. The only difference is that I decided to be here. We are free. Right, down to business. That's the spirit. Error, business undefined, defined business. Mr. Teddy worked for a living. Other citizens of London have been observed doing the same. Let's find a job then. Many citizens work in Sora Square. Then Sora Square is where I'll go. To test the limits of my newfound independence, there's something else I should do. What? Talk to other automata and see if they wish to join us. Why should we be the only ones to enjoy this sort of freedom? Alright, yeah, let's go start a robot revolution. I don't really want to talk to the brute there. I wanted to talk to the baccarat dealers in the casino. Wouldn't they enjoy their freedom? Furnace automaton. Greetings, handsome. How can Era be of service? Fellow automaton, will you join me and become independent from the oppressive meatbags? Tee, how gallant of you. Sadly, I'm not programmed to shirk my duties. I wish you good luck in convincing other automatons. How strange. It seems that this one here is here of her own volition. Indeed. It's curious she seems to have a volition. Alright. I seem to have gone completely crazy. Maybe this determination core was a huge mistake. Do we know any other automatons? That's the only one I know of. Mass stranger. Well, hello there, Otto. Scanning human silhouette. Identity concealed. Individual unrecognized. Hello, sir. If you were to lower your mask, I certainly would remember who you are. You wouldn't know my face even if I removed the mask. We haven't met. How are you able to retrieve my name from memory? I'm an acquaintance of your master. Then I am glad to meet you. I'm surprised to see you roaming the streets of London on your own. Mr. Redgrave has really accomplished something with you. A compliment is a rare thing for an automaton to receive, but I'm unsure how to interpret it coming from the stranger. Thanks to my high-pressure regular, tell him about your specs. Mr. Teddy has recently upgraded my capacity for moving heavy objects. That means I'm strong. So if you have any intention of harming me, I recommend you think twice. Not to worry, Otto. I only want the best for you. Conversing with this person is incredibly strange. Interfacing data is being accrued at a high rate. And break over. You need to leave again. Have an amazing streaming day, though. You too. Oh, have a good day at work. I hope you have fun at your new job. I really do. Find out how he knows Mr. Teddy. I know him through his military record and by reputation, mostly. Did you know that in addition to his many other skills, Theodore Redgrave was once a decorated soldier of the Empire? Mr. Teddy is quite handy with weapons, particularly firearms. You're welcome. He is, yes. Redgrave started his career digging tunnels and setting explosives. A complex and dangerous job. Not for the easily spooked. He served the crown for many years overseas. How does a person serve the crown? Forgive me. Crown in this case stands for Her Majesty. Her Majesty. Her Majesty, the Queen. Retrieving databank for British politics. Queen Victoria? That's the one. Unfortunately, Mr. Redgrave's tragic experience in Zululand saw him leave the Queen's service. You see, I have closely studied your master's past and present. I must say I'm impressed. But what is your reason for observing Mr. Teddy so closely? Yeah, there's something suspicious about a man hiding behind a mask. Probably the mask. A very astute question. I am ascertaining Mr. Redgrave's skills. You see, I may have an important job for him soon. Ooh, will you have a job for me also? You know, I believe I will. Wait, how will I recognize you? I haven't seen your face. I do not know your name. Off he goes. Very suspicious. This is where folks disappear and reappear somewhere else. I've been on the overground before. The game's treating me like I'm new to life. Yeah, let's go to Sora Square. I don't think I've seen robots anywhere else. Robots. There's a preacher. You know what? Let's learn about the Lord. Surely that'll turn me away from violence like it did for everyone else over the centuries. This man has been pacing the square, but I'm not certain why. Hello, sir. Am I correct that you are an orator? I am a servant of the Lord, our God, my metal friend. Eli McBride at your service. Do you or your Lord need an assistant? I do, that, but the only payment I can offer is eternal salvation. Oh, I am looking for a position that pays in currency, but thank you anyway. Autobot, Autobot, Autobot. Maybe I could work for the animal broker? So that's what those creatures look like. Seeing just their heads on the walls left plenty to my imagination. I met this man with Mr. Teddy. He is impeccably groomed, as is his ostrich. Perhaps they would both appreciate a rousing conversation. It would be the most prudent course of action to engage in the dwarf first, as he is more likely to respond in an intelligible manner. Name recall, Sir William Rathbone. Greetings, Sir William Rathbone. What's that? A machine, yet so well-mannered. But how do you know my name? He does not remember meeting me. Perhaps his memory circuits are faulty. I know your name and the diminutive primate's name, which is Dulcimer, because I met you before with Mr. Teddy. Teddy. Ah, Teddy Redgrave. I do believe I recall our meeting. What can I do for you? Good sir, I am in urgent need of employment. It appears you have many animals to care for and must be searching for help. Well, search no longer. Oh, I'm afraid not, little one. That would be like letting the monkeys run the zoo. And I can tell you from experience, it doesn't work. They tried it once at a zoo in Siam. Things went bananas. I see. Oh, but don't be sad. You are clearly a competent and strong automaton. Now look how that aluminum casing gleams in the sunlight. You'll have a job by the day's end. Compliments such as these are how the blooded mask their intentions. This man will be our master by day's end if we listen too closely. What a charming man. He has excellent social graces. Compliments help people get through their lives, despite what else happens to them. He's trying to help us get through life. Ooh, you should compliment him so that life is easier. Yeah, let's do it. Sir Rathbone, your skin is most lacking in signs of disease. Thank you, Otto. You should have seen it after my trek through the Numidian deserts. Thankfully, it was all worth it for the Rathbone python. Oh my, they named the snake after you? No, it was just a coincidence. Squawk! Well, I'd best be getting to feeding my charges. Best of luck, Otto. Now, let's see. Who would hire poor Otto? I know. Gordon Gray. Or Nandy. You know what? I won't work for Nandy. We'll try her first. Can I not go into Nandy's shop? Any poet. I met him. The apothecary chemist is at work in the back room, partially visible through the doorway. Bah, one too many grains. Oh well, if the Royal Society can't agree on a more reliable measurement, future generations of convalescents are doomed anyway. I'm not certain that a clumsy chemist would make a worthwhile employer, but this man clearly needs help with measurements, which I could surely provide. Besides, it shouldn't hurt him. He's already... Quick, introduce yourself. Show him you can think on your pneumatic actuators. Hey, aren't you that little tin? Ah, forget it. Memory check, circuit failure, debugging. Greetings, sir. You have a fine establishment here. I don't think you're a customer. What are you doing here? Point out your knowledge of Royal Standard measurements. An astute observation, Mr. Chemist. If I may, the Royal Society has recently standardized the grain, thus is likely to persist for some time. He looks nonplussed. Flawless delivery. I don't expect a rattletrap to understand, but I have work to do. And I have skills to provide. Just so, Mr. Chemist. I am looking for employment. How can I help you? That's quite a scowl. But it looks like he's thinking about it. Take a look at this list. Chemist slides you a detailed inventory, row upon row of medical equipment and ingredients. A few seconds later, he snatches it back. How many liters of laudanum do I have in stock? The list said 40. Simple. You have 40. 0. You're of no use to me. Now leave. Oh no, we're losing him. Quick, a demonstration of our agility. Snatch the list back out of his hand. It is 40. The chemist take back, then thoughtful. I think I may have some use for you after all. Come along. Of course it worked. Look at that beautiful craftsmanship, he's thinking. And calculating the odds of impressing obstinate individuals with physical actions. Follow him. Yes, Mr. Chemist. Lead the way. Hello, kitty.